Good morning, students. So, in previous session, we started with arithmetic and logical instructions, and we have seen few programs related to it, and we have solved many examples related to arithmetic instructions. So, today we will be starting with logical instruction. So let's see the logical operations. You might have studied it in digital electronics regarding all the logic gates, which include NOT gate, AND gate, OR gate, NAND gate. So all these instructions, XOR gate, we will be using here in logical instruction. Here we will perform logical operation between two operands and we will place the final result in the destination register. Destination is usually accumulator. The source operand is register. It can be memory or it can be immediate data. So let's start first with the AND instruction. For logical AND, the syntax is A and L. Logical AND syntax is A and L. After that, you have to write the name of destination register and then the source operand. So let's see the example here. You are first seeing the example in that move a comma hash 35h is given. So accumulator is loaded with 35h. So the data saved in accumulator is 35h. Now, after performing A and L is AND operation. After performing AND operation on accumulator data and the source data given to you hash 0FH, the final answer will be saved in accumulator. Data saved in accumulator is 35H and data present as source operand is 0FH. So now performing the AND operation between these two, accumulator 35H and 0FH, it will give you the final answer as 05. AND operation you all know, 0 into 0, 0, 0 into 1, 0, 1 into 0, 0, 1 into 1, 1. So AND operation is nothing but the dot operation. If you are having two operators A and B, so in terms of binary numbers, 0 into 0 gives 0, 0 into 1 gives 1, sorry 0, 1 into 0 gives 0 and 1 into 1 is equal to 1. So this way you will perform AND operation between the two data and final result will be saved in accumulator register. Now let's see the next instruction, which is OR instruction. OR instruction will perform the plus operation A plus B. So it will simply add the data and it will place it in the destination register. OR operation 0 plus 0, 0, 1 plus 0, 1, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 1. So instead of 0 plus 0, 0, rest all the combination will give you 1. Here same way for OR operation, the instruction uses ORL. ORL, then you will write the name of destination operand, which is your accumulator, and then the source operand. The same way example is given here for performing the OR operation. Accumulator is loaded with 0, 4 data. So the data saved in accumulator after move instruction is A is equal to 0, 4. Once this process is done, ORL A comma hash 30H. Now you will perform the OR operation with the data saved in accumulator. So 0, 4 ORing with 3, 0. So final answer will be 34H. So 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, and if 1 plus 1 is there, it will be also 1. This way you will perform OR operation and save the final result in the destination register, which is your accumulator. Same way the third instruction is XOR operation. XOR operation will perform the XORing between the two operands and it will place the result in destination register. Destination is always here accumulator, and source operand can be register or memory, or it can be immediate data. So same way the syntax used here for XORing is XRL. XRL is the syntax used for XORing. Now you can see here move a comma hash 54h. So accumulator is loaded with data 54h. Then XRL will perform the XORing of accumulator data and the immediate data given. So 78 and 54 will be XORed and the final result will be placed in the accumulator. Now in XORing, if both the bits are same, answer will be 0. If both bits are different, answer will be 1. You can see here 0 0, both bits are same, so answer is 0. 1 0, both bits are different, so answer is 1. 0 1, both bits are different, so answer is 1. 1 1, both bits are same, so answer is 0. So this way XOR operation will be performed. Another example is also given. You can see that the same way XORing has been done here. If you want to clear the data present in any register, you will XOR it with the data, same data, so that it will be clear, because same bit will result in 0 after XOR operation. One program has been given to you. You have to read and test port 1 to see whether it has value 45H or not. If it does, then send 99H to port 2. Otherwise, it stays clear. So now in port 2 we have loaded with 00 value. So port 2 is cleared. Port 1 is loaded with 0FF value. Now move R3 comma 45. So 45 will be loaded in R3. Now move A comma P1. So A will be loaded with the data of P1. Data of P1 is 0FF. So A is loaded with 0FF. Now you have to perform the XORing of A with R3 to check whether it is cleared or not. If it is clear, then uh, then you don't have to jump to other data. If it is not clear, then you have to send 99 to port 2. Now the next instruction we will be seeing is for ones complement and twos complement. CPL A will complement the register content of accumulator. Move A comma hash 55H. A is loaded with 55 as the data. CPLA, so whatever data is present in accumulator, it will be performed as ones complement, and A data will be AA. 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 will become now 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. So simply CPL instruction will complement the data of register A. It will perform ones complement of whatever data present in register A. Now let's see one more example where we are combining two logical operation and jump operation in single one instruction. Here one instruction has been shown to you is CJNE. CJNE stands for compare and jump if not equal. CJNE stands for compare and jump if not equal. This instruction compares two operands and it jumps if they are not equal. Here the destination operand will be accumulator, or it can be one of the destination registers. The source operand here it will be register, memory or immediate data. CJNE, after that you will write the destination operand, then the source operand and then the relative address where you have to jump after the condition is satisfied. Compare and jump if not equal. The operand here will remain unchanged. It changes the carry flag to indicate if the destination operand is larger or smaller. Here, let's take an example. If you are performing CJNE instruction with any data and if that destination data and source data are there, if destination data is greater than equal to source data, then carry flag will be reset. But if destination data is less than source data, then carry will be set. Here simply if you are having two numbers A and B, A is having value 5 and B is having value 3, then you will perform the subtraction operation in comparison instruction. 5 minus 3 is 2, positive number is there, so your carry will be reset. But instead of B having value 3, if B is having value 8, then 5 minus 8 value will be minus 3. So in this case you have to borrow 1. So here carry flag will be set. So compare instruction will perform the subtraction operation and it will check whether carry flag is set or reset. So based on that comparison, you have to jump to the target location when the condition is satisfied. Now here you can see the example given to you is if A is having data 55H, you can see here initially A has been loaded with 55. Now you have to compare it with the data 99H and you have to check whether the destination data is greater than, less than or equal to the source data, and if this condition is satisfied you have to jump to the next location. But you can see here the data A and 99H both are not equal, both are different. So here if not equal instruction has been satisfied, you have to compare first. If it is not equal, you will jump to the next location. So this condition will be satisfying here. The compare instruction is really a subtraction instruction. As I discussed in previous slide, it will simply perform subtraction between the two data and it will check whether the data given in source and destination is greater than, less than or equal to the data. One more example has been given to you to write a program to read the temperature and test it whether the value is equal to 75 or not. So here the program has been written using CJNE instruction. You can see here CJNE. You have to compare the data present in accumulator with 75. If that data present in accumulator is equal to 75, then you will set accumulator as 75. If data present in accumulator is greater than 75, that means you will set R2 register with whatever the data in accumulator. If that data in accumulator is less than 75, then you will set R1 register with whatever data present in accumulator. So this program will work like this. You please go through this program and you run this instruction in any simulator. If you have Kale Vision software, then you can easily run this instruction in Kale and you can check how the program of 8051 works. Now the next instruction moving ahead is rotating right and left. If you have 8 bit of data present in accumulator and if you are performing RRA, RR stands for rotate right with accumulator. So accumulator data will be shifted by 1 bit right hand side. So whatever LSB will be there will be shifted to MSB. 1 data will be shifted from left to right. Next instruction is rotate left. For rotate left, we have syntax RLA. One of the MSB will come to the LSB, so data will be shifted here from right hand side to left hand side. 8 bit data is there, it will shift left by 1 bit. Now, here you can see accumulator has been loaded with value 36H. We have to perform the rotate right operation 4 times in accumulator. So the data will be shifted 4 times, 4 bits right hand side for the data present in accumulator 36H, and finally after shifting it 4 times your data will be 63H. Now the next example is for rotate left. Rotate left data stored in E is 72. You are performing 2 times rotate left. So 2 times data will be shifted. 2 bits will be shifted left hand side. So finally accumulator will have C9 as the data. See, rotate left, rotate right will not affect any flag. It will not change the status of any flags of program status word. No carry flag, no auxiliary carry, no parity flag will be affected whenever if you are using rotate instruction. That was simple rotate left and rotate right. Now let's see the example of RRC, rotate right through carry. It will shift the LSB bit in the carry and that carry bit will be shifted to MSB. Here the bits are rotated from left hand side to right hand side, and the last bit which you are shifting will go to carry flag, and in the next shifting operation that carry flag will be shifted in the MSB bit. Same way RLC stands for rotate left through carry. Rotate left through carry. Here you are shifting from right hand side to left hand side. So the last bit on left hand side will go into carry flag and carry flag data will go as LSB in left operation. Same examples has been given here, just carry flag is going to be affected using rotate right with carry and rotate left with carry. Examples are seen. Okay, so we are ending our logical operations or logical instructions here. In the next session, we will see how to serialize the data. Up till now, we have seen the arithmetic instructions and logical instructions. Do revise all these instructions as number of MCQs or objective questions can be asked from this portion in exam. So be prepared for all this instruction. You should know the working of all the instruction, how it is going to work and what will be the final result in accumulator once specific instruction is executed. Thank you.